Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. So in this video I'm going to talk about the new change to the game, the Dynamic Flea Market, and how it's going to affect each player, no matter if they're rich, poor or whatever, and what kind of changes that are going to be happening over the next, say, month or two, if it continues on exactly how it is, the issues involved, some of the fixes I think that would work really well, and noticeable stocks as well, so you can actually see what's actually changing rapidly at the moment. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So during the middle of the night when I was asleep, so around 22 hours ago from when I've made this video, BSG announced that the flea market is now taking direct effect on the actual trader market, making a dynamic trader market effectively. So whatever the prices are on the flea market will influence the prices from the trader market, and it's to try and make the game more player orientated on what costs are. Say something more popular, it'll drive prices up, and overall just have a massive effect on what prices go up and down, and just give the players control over the market. Now, it's a really cool idea, but there's some actual issues involved, and I'll get into them later. But first up, the initial reaction from the player base was kind of like, so what does this mean? So effectively, what actually happens is, so when an item sells out on the traders, say for example, we'll go with the MP7 APSX ammo. The originally price of the ammo was around 250 to 300 rubles per round. Now it's sold out every single reset, which is every 3 hours, and then put up on the flea market for a higher price. This is now driving that price up, and I think already the price of an APSX ammo, when I was streaming a few hours ago, was already up to 500 rubles per round. And this is going to keep increasing. So who is this actually going to help? So effectively, it's only really going to help initially the rich, because the richer people will be able to manipulate the market more, pushing prices up, and they can bulk buy stocks, wait for the prices to go up even more. You could wait, say, a day or two, just leave a heap of stock in your inventory, and then when the prices go up even further, you could chuck a heap up for sale, and you'll make even more cash, making buying items better off not even selling them straight away. You can actually wait a little bit and use your items or your sales slots on different items you can sell, and this will actually really make the richer rich, which is just a typical I guess capitalist environment, which it's fine. It's actually a really cool idea to have in the game. No problem with that at all. But it's not going to help the casual player as much, because it's going to be difficult to find items, but in the raids, because currently there's not a big loot pool of random items that are the top tier that people are actually after, and it's going to make it more expensive for people to buy high important items. I don't know the exact word for it, like top tier items that are selling out quickly in the traders. Overall, it's not a massive deal though, because the prices going up is going to force people to loot more items in game, and you can put those items up for sale, making the money go around, and eventually people will still make money and be able to purchase those items. Now, the noticeable changes in the actual price itself. So there's a few items that are actually gone up a lot in value very quickly. Now, previously an item case was sitting around, I think, about 10,500 euros. They've already shot up to 15,000 euros. That's a 50% price increase on an item case. But in saying that, it's already stopped item cases selling out. Item cases are no longer selling out instantly, but I also think that's been an adjustment in the stock. I think Battlestate Games has actually increased the stock on item cases quite considerably. Ammo is going up at a very quick rate on the ammunition that's selling out. And this is kind of cool, because it's going to get to that point where it's going to be like, hang on, this is too expensive to bother with. Like, who's going to spend 1,000 rubles a round, say on an MP7, when 40 bullets is going to be fired in, a few seconds, and you've effectively shot 40,000 rubles worth of ammo to kill someone? You might get a dog tag for, I don't know, 20,000 rubles, and then maybe some gear. It might not be worth purchasing that ammo, which will hopefully eventually drive the prices down. But I need to get into why the prices won't go down, and I'll get into that soon. Other items that are actually having changes in prices, certain guns are going up in price, and particularly 60 round AK mags, they've shot up in price. They started off at 15,000 rubles a round, they're already up to 25,000. Now, I've noticed that a lot of the stocks on certain items have shot up. Now, I'm not sure if Battlestate Games has deliberately put stock stocks up on certain items. Say for example the high movement armor and the upper body armor for the Gen 4 from Ragman 3, they're no longer selling out very quickly at all. And I don't know if it's to do with the stocks being increased, because they were selling out so quickly before, I couldn't really get a good grasp on where they were sitting at stock, like how many there were there. But it's noticeable that now they're available to buy. Now, this could be actually a direct reflection on the fact that prices have gone up. Now, people don't want to spend so much money on these armors. And that's really cool in itself, because it's actually showing that the players are affecting what's selling out quickly. And just makes me really like this whole system in a way. And I'm going to go on to the next bit now. So the issues are possible price bumping. Now, I was talking to my chat today, and I really want to know the ins and outs on what bumps up a price. So, for example, is the item just being up for sale the reason why a price goes up? So they go, the median price of this item up for sale is, let's say, 30,000 rubles, but the trader sells it for 20,000 rubles. So after the next trader reset, the price will go up to, say, 22 or 23,000 rubles. Now, for example, if I was to get, say, 1,000 people from my community, and we all bought M133 shotguns, and we all put them up for 1,000,000 rubles each. We put a couple up, boost the medium value of those items. Now, does that make the M133 shotguns shoot up in value from traders? And if so, does that mean that when we go into a raid, we could loot the shotguns from scavs, because they're very readable, like you can find them everywhere, and then sell them for a higher price? So a shotgun, I think, sells for around 23,000. Say we were to be able to bump that price up to 100,000. Are we now able to sell those shotguns for 50 or 60,000 a piece? Is this an effect that we can actually have on the game? If so, how does it exactly work? Another thing I want to take note on is it possible to influence the prices going down the other way? So, for example, just before a trader reset, I don't know if it's actually by sales and by just items being up for sale, and this is something I'm still going to test and I'm working on. But if we wanted to go the other way, euros are currently selling for about 105 rubles per euro. What if we put a euro up for 1 ruble, actually making the value of a euro down to about 1% of what it's actually up on the market? So say we put up 1,000 trades, or say 1,000 people put up 3 trades each. We had 3,000 trades up. We drive down the median price of the euro. We could actually make the currency plummet. Now, I don't know if this works. I'm still testing this out with my community, and I'm really interested in seeing it. But this is an issue I'm just trying to point out. It might be an ability to manipulate prices within using mass amounts of people, which is kind of cool, but kind of scary in the same respect. Now, there's the other side of the spectrum where things could actually be really ugly. So, for example, say item cases are always in demand, or actually probably item cases isn't the best. Let's go, and ammunition is always in demand. APSX MP7 ammo is always selling out. It's a very high demand ammo. Does this mean that it's possible that the price of this ammo will always go up? Is it going to go to the point where it's like 10,000 rubles a round, to the point where we can't even use the round anymore? So this is a really interesting thing, because I don't really know what the end state is. Is it going to just find its price? Maybe certain ammos are just going to be so expensive no one wants to use it. I'm not sure if it's possible for a price to ever increase, like to increase forever, but I just think it might get to the point where people are just manipulating it so much that it just gets unreasonable to ever use a certain item, which is fair enough, because that's just how economics works, I guess. An example of this would be if, there's 20 Ferraris of a specific Ferrari made in the world, and there's only 20 people that own them. They're so valuable that no one will ever use it, because if you lost it, you'd be pissed off. If you had a car accident, for example. So it just sits there and it's never used. It's probably a bad analogy, but hey, I'm just chucking that out there. So moving on to fixes. Now, there's a few ways that we could, let's say, make it more casual and, let's say, less economic savvy people friendly. So people that can actually have a chance at selling their stuff and not going nanas every time like their trades get undercut. So a good idea, or an idea I like, and I know there's some people that said it was really frustrating in games, say like World of Warcraft's auction house, But if you put up an item for sale, and I know some items go up for 30 days when you put them up for sale, but straight away it's undercut by 5 people. If you could actually immediately take down your item, but no trader penalty, and then put it back up for a lower price, I think this would help drive prices to go trend down instead of up, and make it so that most items will actually find their happy medium pretty quickly instead of having to wait till things just become too expensive to use. I think this method would actually work really well, because also, like for example, I've got some items up at the moment that are up for 30 days, and if all of a sudden there's a heap of those items now available, and the price, there's like, I don't know, 100 of them up for sale, all up for 30 days, but mine's never going to get touched, taking up one of my 5 trader slots for the next 30 days, unless I take a massive trader penalty. So all I think that would be a good idea is just remove the trader penalty. Now, this is still going to cost people money to put items up for sale, so it's not like you can just quickly chuck stuff up and down, up and down. Expensive items actually cost quite a lot to put up. So if you put up an item and it costs you 60,000 to put up, and then you take it straight down and put it back up, you've now spent another 60,000 rubles. So it's not all, people are just going to quickly ruin the market by just always undercutting and overcutting. There needs to be a limit, and the limit will be driven by people being savvy about how to make money, because they won't want to blow out, 20, 30, 40,000 rubles on an item that's worth maybe 60,000 rubles. The next one I think that would make a really cool addition to the game, and I think it's well and truly overdue, is having a lot more of the top tier ammos available in the game, and larger quantities. I'm not talking just like, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 rounds. I'm talking like 200, 300 rounds. So the green crates that have the ammo in them, and you'll get like, a couple of SP7s and maybe like 12 BS for ammo, and you're like, holy shit, yay. Make it so those actually are filled with ammo, and you could actually go into a raid and find yourself a good couple of hundred of top tier ammo. It might not be the ammo you're after, but it'll be at least top tier, which will actually make it so you'll put that ammo up for sale. If you don't want to use it, it will sell, and it will actually make you good money, and it's worth looting, because currently ammo is not really there's not enough quantity in it to loot it over another item that you could sell and then purchase the item. Also adding, say, the MP7 ammo and M61, M62, those top tier ammos will actually be cool for the lower levels to actually be able to collect a stockpile of high tier ammo and be able to use it in raids. So then, that whole, I can't kill that person because I don't have any BS ammo. Well, for the 545 AKs, well, you could actually use an AK lower level without having to spend a shitload of money, because you, over maybe like 2 or 3 raids of Shoreline, or any map really that has weapon crates with ammo in it, you could actually collect up some ammo. And I think this is a really cool concept. I think they could actually do this with a lot more items too, a lot more of the top tier items, and just items in general. Making it so it's a more of a scavenging game than focusing on just selling shit and then buying what you want. Actually have a lot more items in game that you actually want, instead of just a heap of shotguns, effectively. Lastly, I think there's 2 things that goes into this, but one of them's not really massively related to the flea market, but adding more barter trades using random junk items. Just making it so looting random junk items is always a good idea. So then you could trade up to just certain items, or items of higher value, or even items that are just worth selling on the flea market. This will increase the reasons to loot these junk items, and put up more junk items on the flea market, so people could collect, let's say they might need to grab 3 or 4 different random junk items to get a item that's of a top tier. And then making less of the top tiers are based around cash and more about just trade. The other side of things that would actually make this a lot more, let's say, comfortable or quality of life within the traders is actually having a 5th tab or 6th tab. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, and 4 up the top, have a 5th one there next to it, and actually it's just the barter trades. So then that way you can go, oh, okay, which barter trade am I after today, or what ones could I go through? Instead of having to sift through them all in each individual tier, you could just go to the barter trade tab and then look at all the barter trades on a trader, and then go, okay, these are the ones I can actually do right now. I've ranted on a fair bit about it, but there's some really, really awesome, cool concepts within this. Unfortunately, I feel like without a couple of small changes, I think prices are just going to keep going up for a while until prices get too expensive. And I really like the idea of being able to drive it down on some items And then so that way we'll actually find a happy medium in the middle, instead of it just being a reason of too expensive, having it more that there's enough quantity coming from in raids to actually keep it of value in a reasonable stance. So guys, before I finish up, I actually was just recently nominated for Breakout Creator of the Year and Twitch Streamer of the Year for Australian in the Australian Games Awards. Please go down to the link below, give me a vote over there. Every single vote counts. I don't honestly believe I could win either category, and being nominated is awesome in itself. But hey, you just never know. You gotta go for it, you know. Anyway, so guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for future content. I stream on Twitch 6 days a week. Go down to the link below, give me a follow over there. And lastly, I'll see you next time. It was a one-eye, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Sure looks strange to me.